Hello guys and welcome back to another video. We're gonna do a updated tier list. For those wondering, this is what our last tier list looked like. We had French as S tier, we had English, Mongols and Rus as A tier, Holy Roman Empire and Abbasid as B tier, and C tier Delhi and Chinese. We're gonna do an updated one. It's been roughly 2 weeks since I did that tier list, so we're gonna have a go at it again and see exactly where we feel the civs stand right now. I think we can start with S tier. Let's just throw them right there again. French, 2 weeks has gone by. Devs have said or done nothing, and French remain as OP as they've ever been. They are still super easy to play. They're clearly the best water civ. Economic bonuses through the roof. You have the early night, royal night, whatever. It's just an insanely good civ in every phase in the game, and every map in the game. It's S tier, and yeah, it's ridiculously good. Let's put it like that. Right, we have Chinese. Chinese excel, in my opinion, in late game. If you manage to get to, let's say, mid-late castle age and the game is fairly equal, I think you're actually in a decent spot as Chinese. So I have to throw Chinese into B tier for now. They struggle a little bit in the early game, but I still feel like there is potential there, especially on a map like, I think it's called Hill and Dale, where you can wall off, you know, there's 3 entrances usually from the hill or to the hill. You can wall off each side, go for a boom, transition to the late game. Black Forest as well, Chinese should be very good. So I feel like they are justifying a B tier here because of the power of their boom and especially the power of their late game. Still struggling early game though, but definitely civ with a lot of potential, and there's a reason why it has 3 stars in difficulty to play. First of all, the dynasty button in the middle of the screen is why it has 3 stars. But secondly, it also has all these different dynasties and landmarks and whatnot to play around with. And I think this is a civ that has a lot of, like, once you master it, it's going to be a really good civ. But for now, B tier. English, A tier. Go into A tier, son. I feel like English, I say that French is the easiest civ to play, right? English is the most straightforward civ to play. All you essentially do, you go to the feudal age, you drop that council hall, and then you can decide. I mean, you can make longbows no matter what, but you can add a second town center, transition to a good economy, go to castle age with the 3rd town center landmark, for example. You can just go full longbows, pikemen, you have halberdiers or spearmen, you have men-at-arms in the feudal age. You can go for the, what I see most commonly now is the big longbow spearman push with rams in the feudal age, and that's really hard to stop. So English to me are just so straightforward to play. And they also have a really good late game with the farming generating gold as well. And yeah, again, just super straightforward to civ. Not necessarily easier than French to play, but very straightforward. It's like you have one approach you kind of want to go for, and that's going longbows is never wrong. Let's just put it like that. Okay, Abbasid. I think Abbasid are a good civ, especially on hybrid maps. I think I even want to put them in A tier at the moment. Let me feel a bit on that, if it sits right with me. I think Abbasid has some weak matchups, particularly English I feel is a weak matchup for them because they're a bit weak against the longbow in the feudal age. But the House of Wisdom is really good. You can get some really good eco bonuses there, or military bonuses. If you get the economic wing, you can get 50% discount on your villagers, which means you're an amazing booming civ. Imperial Age, so I would say, probably not the best Imperial Age civ, but I think you have a lot of bonuses in the mid phase of the game that can really kick you into the next gear. And on top of that, you also have access to siege engineering for free pretty much. So you can build rams right from the get-go, meaning you can do those archer, spearman pushes in feudal age really strong with Abbasid, because you don't have to do the blacksmith, you don't have to do siege engineering. That's a lot of research time and resources invested. And if you go to the castle age, you will also have the opportunity to make springalds, for example, or mangonels with your infantry as well. So there's a lot of potential with that civ as well in the mid phase of the game. I think that's where they are strongest. And again, hybrid maps, your docks are cheaper. So even on water maps or hybrid maps, Abbasid has a case to make. On water maps, not against French, but on hybrid maps where fish booming is important, they can be very good. All right, what do we have here? Delhi. I've played Delhi a fair few times now on... I did a Delhi stream yesterday. Or the other day. And... elephants? Not bad. I actually think Delhi can be possibly the best booming civ. Or one of the best. Because they have the ability to boom while researching every technology in the game for free. So you kind of... even though you might be slightly behind in villager count, you have the chance to capture sacred sites in a boom war. And you will have most likely hit the mid phase of the game with researches and technologies, both economic and military, that the opponent doesn't have, that he will have to catch up in. So Delhi, I'm sorry, you're still not very good, but B tier, I feel like you earned. Elephants are also super good in low number fights, although they're all obviously super expensive. But I feel like Delhi, where did I put them last time? Delhi was C tier last time. Hey, we have an improvement. Abbasid also has gone up a tier. So, yeah. I think this is natural, though, with people figuring out and kind of learning how to play the civs more. But yeah. Holy Roman Empire. I'm kind of tempted to put them in C tier, honestly. I feel like they're possibly the worst civ in the game right now. They have certain scenarios where they are fairly good. If you get to Castle Age, you get like 3 relics to your cathedral, and you get like the men arm spam going. Can be a decent civ. You have good knights as well, but you're kind of weak in the feudal age against, especially English, against French, Rus, and Castle Age transition. You kind of forced, not forced, but you kind of want to go infantry, and infantry can be very, with a little bit of lack of mobility, they're not really the strongest unit at all times. I feel like Holy Roman Empire is a kind of 1TC, try to get the relics and build on that advantage kind of style civ right now. I don't think they are great though. I could maybe make an argument for them B tier next to Delhi and Chinese, but at the same time I feel like they are just struggling in most phases of the game at the moment, that I'm not sure if I even consider them the same tier. I'll leave them on C for now, but I feel like maybe they should be next to Chinese and Delhi, because I think they have a good matchup against Delhi, for example. Let me feel on that a little bit. But yeah, Mongols. You've been upgraded, S tier. I feel like Mongols have so many flexible and possible ways to play the game. Hybrid maps, you can go for the spearmen early on, you can try to deny docks. You have a super smooth economy, you're never population capped. You can play Mangra, you can play... Also, your Mongols, I think, is the civ with the most viable landmarks possibilities, right? You can go for the silver trade or the deer stones, both very viable and very good. In the Castle Age, you can do the thing where the Khan heals the units in the area, or the Jur thing that gives more gold. And only in Imperial Age, I feel like you always should go for the Ovu. But I feel like Mongols at the moment, really strong. The late game is also ridiculously good at the moment, I feel like. And yeah, they're just super flexible, very strong in every age. The only weakness I've felt so far is that you don't have castles. But mass outposts with cannon emplacements are a very good replacement for that. So Mongols at the moment to me, S tier, and I'm not even in doubt about that. They just feel super good at the moment. Rus. I think Rus still goes into A tier. If you want to put Rus up or down, S tier is rather more likely. If you get a good start with finding hunt, killing wolves, whatnot, you can get that economic boost really fast. You have the early night in the feudal age. On water, your fishing ships don't need to go back to the dock to drop off the food. So you're pretty decent there as well. They have a really cool water mechanic where you can switch your ships back and forth from military to fishing ships to trade ships and so forth. It's a cool mechanic and makes them fairly good on hybrid maps as well. They're just also really good in every phase of the game. Even late game, you have amazing spring gulls with extra range. You have the Strelet, which is pretty much a cheat code at this point. They're ridiculously good. And yeah, I feel like they just belong in A tier, and there's no question about that. I want to mention again about Chinese. If you get to the 4th dynasty with Chinese, and you have bombards, they never die. Trust me, you get 10% extra HP. If it's a clock tower bombard, it's also got 50% extra HP to begin with. Chinese late game might even be the best in the game. So yeah, Chinese. So at the moment, yeah, Holy Roman Empire, do they belong in C tier? I'm gonna leave them there for now. But I feel like they also would be completely fine in B tier. But at the moment, I feel like Holy Roman Empire is the worst civ in the game. I think... I mean, they do have nice eco with the prelate and whatnot. But I feel like they do lack a little bit of options. Although, when I'm talking, I'm realizing they do have pretty much every option as every other civilization. I don't know, it's just something that feels a bit off with Holy Roman Empire. Maybe they should be B tier. What was my last list? So I had Chinese and Delhi below them last time. I'm gonna commit on a C tier just to just to say that I think this is the worst civ in the game right now, but I still think they could be easily B tier. They still have very good. If you get off to a good start, you get the relics. You're still very strong with Holy Roman Empire. So okay, I keep going back and forth. Let's leave them at B tier. Okay, we'll do it like that. Guys, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll probably do another one of these in a bit. Hopefully there will be a balance patch soon to address primarily French, but maybe Mongols need actually some tuning as well. I think maybe the Deerstone bonus has to be tweaked down a little bit. I don't know. But either way, that's my current feelings on the game. Again, hope there's a balance patch, and then we'll do another tier list maybe a week or two after the balance patch. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.